Peter's told me that this case was handed over to the ODPD and the Marshals?
Yeah.
Yes, so their intention, and here's where it gets weird. They wanted us to press charges if needed against the
It's so
Marshal,
stupid.
and them to press charges against you if needed.
That is
Which
so
really muddies
fucking
the
dumb.
waters because they
We'll
literally...
see about that,
yeah.
Carmine. Why don't you take a seat?
That's ground.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it, guys. While I'm a suspect, my opinion doesn't really matter, but that sounds like a gross incompetence to me.
It is.
Or
Now take a
negligence.
seat.
And that's grounds for an ACR, guys.
You sweating? Because
Fuck
I got
no.
the bracelets right here.
I didn't do anything wrong. Only people that did
We'll see about
something
that.
wrong would deflect
We'll see.
and be
We'll
worried.
see. Hey, calm down.
Yeah.
You're crashing out.
Jeez.
Silas, if I say something stupid and you catch me on it, and my
Yeah.
career is over, I would pat you on the back and say, "Fuck it, man, good job, you got me." I'll be
Really?
impressed.
Come on.
That is how confident I am right now that I did nothing wrong in that room.
Okay. All right. I'm not sure I see it that way. I'm looking at these reports
I
and...
just want the truth.
Oh, boy!
Listen, I got my
my
statement
God.
of probable cause written up. Okay?
Probable cause for what?
I was operating as a cop in that room.
That's not what this report here says.
What are you doing, jackass?
Carmine admits to not feeling safe inside the office.
I didn't say that.
Actually, before we
Sorry,
start, I'm gonna leave Carmine. You did come here voluntarily, so I'm gonna leave that door unlocked for you. But Silas and Peach, let's go have
No,
a
you
small
don't have to do that.
conversation.
You don't have to do that. You moved me here, okay? It's an active
Well-
investigation. You can detain
Well, we
me.
were gonna step out. We were gonna step out,
And then you can
I
make it
wanted
an
you to be able to leave.
interrogation.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do that then. Let's go out here. I want to have a small conversation.
All right, I'm ready when you are.
Today is June 19th, 2031. My name is Jebediah Jenkins, captain of the ODPD, badge number 111. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my fellow captains.
169 Peachy.
190 Silas, the boat grimmer, captain of the ODPD, named subject to the rebranding.
We are currently inside the ODPD.
Hold on.
Interrogation
He said
room.
he's an interim captain. He just identified himself incorrectly. He's not a row captain.
I don't...
Carmine, you've been suspended.
I'm still a
Doesn't
captain.
know, but we can get to that in Silas's position at a later time. So we will be officially conducting this interview. So to start off, Carmine, I understand that you had a interview yesterday in which the officers wanted something from you. Is this correct?
Yes, I was informed that the team that was investigating me for the crime of, I believe they said, attempted murder of a government employee and unlawful imprisonment, they wanted a statement of probable cause on the charges I was going to press on the two crooked marshals that I shot down lawfully. And I asked them that I had probable cause, and I believe I had probable cause. And they don't need my statement of probable cause to establish whether what I did was illegal or not, criminally.
Understood. Is that still your belief? Do you still wish to refrain from giving a statement of probable cause?
I do not believe that it's necessary, but I'm willing to give my statement of probable cause. If I'm a suspect, I should be treated as such. If I'm a witness and I'm being questioned as an officer in the line of duty, then I should be treated as such on that aspect. That's my argument. But I'm willing to give it now regardless, to be honest.
Excellent. Go ahead, and if you would then give us your statement of probable cause. I understood that. Have you written this down, or are you going to verbalize it, or both?
I have it written down, but I'll verbalize it. I'll start with Marshal Jessica Springfield. One of the charges I was going to press was felony trespassing. I had probable cause to believe Marshal Springfield committed felony trespassing. The incident occurred inside the court center, the facility the ODPD operates out of, specifically inside a secure law enforcement interrogation room of the department I am a member of. I am a captain of this department. Marshal Springfield may have initially entered under the purpose of protecting Director Brian Knight. However, that purpose ended when Director Knight directed the marshals to put their firearms away and acknowledged that his safety was in the hands of the Ocean Drive Police Department. After that, Marshal Springfield had no lawful reason to remain in the secure interrogation room. She was not Director Knight's attorney. She was not a necessary participant in the interview, and I believe she was a witness of the crime Director Knight was being questioned on. Her presence in that room would have muddied the waters and the integrity of the investigation. I asked her to leave. I then ordered her to leave. I then warned her that I would charge her if she didn't leave. On all 3 accounts, she either did not comply or she outright said no, that she would not leave. That's a charge on felony trespassing. I was also going to charge her with felony obstruction of justice. I had probable cause to believe Marshal Springfield committed felony obstruction of justice. I was attempting to conduct a voluntary suspect interview with Director Knight. Marshal Springfield remained in the room despite not being a legal counsel and despite my belief that she may have been a witness to the matter being investigated. Her continued presence risked contaminating the voluntary suspect interview, and her refusal to leave prevented me from carrying out my investigation into Director Knight. And that is the charge of felony obstruction of justice, attempted murder, because when I tried to make my arrest on her, she pulled out her lethal firearm once, and then she pulled it out again and attempted to kill me while I was operating as a law enforcement officer. The chief is calling my phone. Can I pick up?
Yes, I'll pause the recording since this is voluntary. And
Wait,
allow
which
you
chief?
to
The
answer
Chief
the phone.
Pratt of the Ocean Drive Police Department.
Yeah, you
The
answer.
recording is now
Hey,
being
my
paused.
dog! Smoking 2 of them
Hold on.
motherfucking goons, huh?
Is the recording off? Is the recording
Yeah,
off?
Hey!
Yeah,
hey, my
hey,
dog's smoking 2 of those motherfuckers!
Puffing on that blood pack, baby.
What the hell?
They
Springfield.
Holy shit, I
they're
accidentally
the
left the
2
recording
dumbest
on.
motherfuckers ever, dude. You know that scene you know that interview Mike Tyson had where he talks about if he's standing in front of a boxer and they're like looking at each other and he catches them flinch? Marshal Jessica Springfield fucking flinched. And now her ass and bitch ass Blood are looking at felony charges, and Brian Knight sat there like a good little bitch, and he's gonna watch
Hey,
him go to
gets even
fucking
better.
jail.
It gets even better, big dog. It gets even better. Might be taking down the whole high command. Might be taking down everybody.
Come on, you want me to
These
escort you
motherfuckers are
outside
so goddamn
this
stupid. I don't
conversation?
understand how any of them are
Come on.
fucking employed. Like, they are brain dead. There is no brain
Carmine.
between those fucking ears.
It gets worse. Do you know they wanted me to give a statement of probable cause to determine whether what I did was a felony?
You know, I've had to explain to every stupid motherfucker that that's a civil matter. Whatever happened
How would
there,
that
when
determine
she
if you
pulled out the
committed a
gun,
felony?
that was an escalation of force, and she pointed it at you, big dog.
Exactly.
She pointed that
These
shit
people
at you.
don't understand that. They're saying, "Oh, it's because it's cop versus cop. It's a difficult situation." You
They're
know
all
what they
brain
did?
dead, brother. They're all brain dead.
They dropped these dumb fucks after taking the case from the ODPD. They handed the case back to the ODPD and the marshals. How is that not fucking grounds for
Oh, it gets
impeachment,
better.
dereliction
Hey,
of
guess what?
duty?
They cleared Blunt. He's not
What?
suspended anymore.
How can they clear him? He was my
Hey, so
suspect.
that's why
Come on,
I'm
there's
clearing
2
you,
marshals
big
on the
dog. You
other
want to
side
get
of
back
the
to
glass.
work?
All right, I'm throwing up the charges. I'm throwing up the docket. It's
What,
happening.
really?
I'm giving my statement of probable cause right now in the interview.
All right, call Haley. Call Haley. Tell her Fred approves of you being unsuspended. Let's get you back out there. All right,
Okay,
but hey,
10-4,
I'm gonna
Chief.
need you to keep your head down.
I'm not-
Because we're on the golden path right now. We're taking out every fucking enemy we see.
Chief,
They are done. All of them.
give me permission to finish what I started in that room. That's all I asked for. Limit me
here's
just to
the thing,
those
here-
two.
here-
I will
let
end
me-
those two right now.
So here's what I'm doing. I'm stepping in. I'm gonna be
Lawson.
handling that. You take care of
You
everything.
just run away from
I'm gonna
him.
be
Carmine,
handling
you
your
are
shit
crazy for
delicately.
saying
I'm
that
already
in this
opening up a
building
side
with-
investigation
where cops
with it.
frequent.
I've just been having a little bit of issues, but tomorrow,
Yeah, do
it's on.
something.
Info.
Well, I can't stop
Understood,
him. He's
Chief.
crazy.
Understood.
I don't want you muddying the waters of an
No.
investigation because we already know what's gonna happen, right? They're gonna try and fuck you if you do that.
Here's my thinking. I was primary on that scene anyway. My PC was ironclad. They're the ones that committed the crime. Why can't I pick this case back up and go after the 2 people that I was going after initially?
Because at this point, it's inconclusive who's
Who's saying you
responsible
can't?
for what crime. A proper investigate.
I am. I'm giving it now.
Look,
My statement of PC. You'll see it, and you tell me if it's
I get that,
if
but you gotta
it's valid or
understand-
not.
You gotta understand. Here, listen. It's not about. It's beyond that now. All right. So what it is an incident occurred, right, inside of ODPD between you and the Marshals. If we allow you just to continue doing it, I know, listen, I want you to do it. In a perfect world, I would allow you to do it,
No,
right?
he's got to finish
But
it.
if we want this to be done right, all right, it has to be done the right way.
Understood.
All right? So that's why
Okay.
I have to just pull you from this for the time being. All right. Maybe we'll get to a point where you can help prosecute, press charges, and stuff like that.
Okay.
But for the time being, let me finish this investigation that I got going on, and then hopefully in 24 hours I'll be able to talk to you. Now listen.
What do you want me to do about the reckless endangerment case on night? Should I push it, or what do I do with that? If you got something going on, what's the point?
Here's the thing. What do you want to do?
I don't want to.
Carmine, you know what type of man I am.
I don't want to
wanna see
jeopardize
you-
this for us, because if
It wouldn't jeopardize. So here's the thing, right? It wouldn't jeopardize, but it might look a little fucked up. I don't know what it is. We're in between a rock and a hard place with these fucking, like, the DOJ and these Marshals. Like, and then, man, wait till I tell you. I'll tell you some more details tomorrow.
all right.
Hey, good luck. I'm gonna call Haley, and we're gonna lift your suspension.
Insane.
Come
All
on,
right,
you're
thank you,
really
Chief.
gonna make me cut and edit this interrogation.
I'm just gonna say thank God that phone call came in, because I had plans today. I was gonna put on my uniform and march over to the marshal's office with arrest warrants.
I was gonna keep you from doing that. I would have kept you from doing that.
I got a question, Silas. What do you think
don't
of
think
my PC statement on those charges? It's just ironclad, baby.
Yeah, you had a reason to tell them not to. Well, hold on. We're asking the questions
yeah,
here.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
We
All
still gotta.
We're asking the
Okay, all
questions.
right,
Does
my
anybody
bad.
remember
Let's
where we
continue.
left off? Because I lost it when he started talking about smoking on that Marshall pack.
He
or
said I'm
whatever he
smoking
said.
on that Marshall pack.
Okay.
Guy tried asking me questions. Insane.
My bad,
Off
man.
the record question.
I was getting ahead of myself.
Get ahead of yourself. He thinks he's so in the right. I can't believe he called you and not me.
I had probable cause to believe Marshal Springfield committed attempted murder of a government employee. After refusing to leave and after being warned she would be arrested, I attempted
Are
to
you
place
reading
her.
off something?
Yes, I attempted to place her under arrest with my taser out. Marshal Springfield responded by drawing a lethal firearm and aiming it at me. I lowered my taser and raised my hands in an attempt to de-escalate. After Marshal Springfield lowered or maybe holstered her firearm, I attempted to regain control and continue my lawful arrest. Marshal Springfield again drew her firearm and used lethal force against me while I was acting in my official capacity as an LEO. I discharged my firearm to stop the imminent lethal threat, being Marshal Springfield. She hit the ground.
Did you use AI for that?
I will go into my statement of probable cause on Marshall Blunt now. Felony trespassing on Marshall Blunt. My articulation is going to be almost identical as Jessica Springfield. The only difference is that I did not tell him that I would arrest him. I did warn him, and I did ask him to leave multiple times. I also know for a fact that he was a witness to the crime Director Knight was being questioned on, and I believe he was aware that he was a witness to the crime Director Knight was being questioned on, and still stayed because I provided him with a interview questionnaire on the 14th of June 2026, where Director Knight is specifically named in the interview as a primary suspect, and this happened on the 18th. So he was aware of this investigation before Knight was made aware, yet he still refused to leave the room. I'm an officer of the ODPD, and this happened in the court center, and he was also told to stand down by Director Knight when Director Knight relinquished his duty of protection or whatever over to the ODPD, the department I am a captain of. So he had no due cause to be in that room. Felony obstruction of justice. I told him, asked him, and demanded he leave the room. He also did not comply and did not refuse to leave the room. And I also want to reiterate that he is a witness of the investigation I was conducting, and I did not want him tampering with the pool of knowledge and the integrity of not the Director Knight, the suspect, and the integrity of the investigation. His refusal to leave stopped me from conducting my lawful investigation into the director. And I was also, after the fact, going to charge him with attempted murder of a government employee, as when I was done commissioning my lawful duties onto Marshal Jessica Springfield, lawfully a bullet at a time, he took it upon himself to unholster his firearm and aim it at me and attempt to kill me unlawfully, at which point I returned fire and gunned him down. And for that reason, I was going to charge him with attempted murder of a government employee. That is my statement. That's my probable cause statement on all the charges I was planning on pressing on both of those. I believe felons.
Okay, thank you for your statements of probable cause. I believe those were requested earlier, and we have them now. Will you also be willing to give us a written statement of that?
Yeah, I can do that. I can provide that. I don't know. I don't think it's necessary.
That just might help us with the transcripts. Okay. Did you have anything else you wanted to say? Because you were the one that wanted to come in here.
I want to point out that if I acted unlawfully, if I did not carry out my duties lawfully, I ask you this: why did Director Brian Knight remain seated in that chair like a good director and do nothing? Because he knew what he saw was me acting lawfully and his underlings acting like criminal crooks. Otherwise, what other explanation is there? That he decided not to do his job? That he was too afraid to protect his lawful underlings doing their lawful duties? No, he knew they made a mistake, they committed a crime, and they attacked me illegally, violently, with lethal force while I was doing my job. And that is why he didn't take action.
That's speculation.
You know, yeah, you're right. It is speculation. Here's the thing. His statement should align with mine. He should be saying I did nothing wrong, because he saw what I saw in that room. And the recording should line up with the claims I've made today in this room.
Did anybody have any questions for Carmine? I arranged this mainly to have him come give
I
his
have
statement.
myriad of questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Do you have questions, Peach?
You first.
Carmine, do you like the Marshals?
As a entity,
As an organization?
I'm indifferent to them, and I understand the function that they play as an organization.
Why did you take your taser out when you were going to go arrest Springfield, or whatever her name is?
I withdrew my taser so I could be ready if she were to resist beyond saying no.
What level of force is a taser?
Less lethal?
So do you believe it was necessary to use less lethal in this situation?
I tried to communicate with her. She did not comply. I asked her to turn around. She didn't comply. What's the next step? She literally said
empty
no.
hand control? No empty hand control today.
I didn't use my taser. I
Yes, you did.
withdrew
You
it.
took it.
I
You took it
withdrew it.
out.
I withdrew it.
Is
I
that
didn't,
not using the taser?
I didn't deploy it.
You took it out.
Yes, but I didn't deploy it on her.
Did you aim the taser?
No, I did not aim the taser.
And that's when she took out her gun and aimed it at you.
Correct.
Did she aim it at your head?
I believe so.
You believe? Please don't speculate in my question.
She aimed it at my torso area.
But okay, so first you believed it's your. She aimed it at your head, and
Yeah,
now
she
you
was
know
flailing
she aimed
it.
at the torso.
She was flailing it.
Flailing? That's
Yeah, it
new.
was-
That's not what I. Okay. That's
What do you want me to
different.
say? She was.
Did you actually believe that a marshal was going to shoot you?
I put my hands up, surrendered. So yeah, I did.
Yes. You feared for your life in this situation?
Yes, I did fear for my life.
So then you put your hands up. Did she holster the gun, or she just had it at her side?
I don't remember if I think.
don't remember.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I think more than likely, yes, she holstered it.
More than likely?
Yes.
I don't go off that.
Well, okay.
And that's when you took your gun out.
Yes.
And how are you justifying that use of deadly force?
She displayed to me that she was willing to use lethal force against me, and she was still not compliant. Meaning, if I wanted to continue doing my duties as a law enforcement officer, I'd have to escalate to either match her force or go one up, so I could detain her and get control of the situation.
So when you took out your gun, what was her response?
She aimed it at me, at which point I shot her.
You shot first.
Silas, that is why I'm still standing here today. It's because I shot first.
Did you enjoy shooting the marshal?
I do not know what relevance that would have to this.
Are you not going to answer the question?
Whether I enjoyed shooting the marshal or not, I did not like her very much at the time for pointing her gun at me. There may have been a part of me that did enjoy shooting the person that was trying to kill me too.
Was Blunt in the room during this entire situation?
Yes, he was there the whole time.
The whole time. He never
He
left.
saw everything, heard everything.
Okay.
I was talking to him and her continuously throughout all of this. If the recording captured everything, you'll hear me say, they need to leave. Blunt, put your gun away. I'm literally talking to both of them the whole time.
Can you define probable cause for me?
No, I will not do that.
Why not?
I told you why I pressed the charges on these people. We'll leave it at that.
But if you feel like you had probable cause for the felony trespassing or whatever, I just want to make sure you understand what that means.
Do you understand what probable cause is?
I'm not being interrogated.
Well, I told you, I gave you my statement of probable cause. If you think it doesn't have probable cause, leave it at that.
How do you know that her intent was to kill you?
She pulled her gun out and pointed it at me.
All right, next question. Did Brian Knight ever insult you during this debacle?
I'm gonna be honest. I've spoken to him like 4 times in the span of this, several times on the phone. I've texted him like 100 times. Okay. I've had a lot of back.
100 times?
Let me reiterate that. Let me fix that.
Obsessed with Brian Knight?
Let me correct that. Me and him have been having a back and forth where we've been trying to schedule an interview, and he's been dodging me constantly, telling me to show up at these times, that he wants to do it at this time, and every single time he pushes it back, or he's in some important operation or whatever. But I've had many communications with him, and I want to focus on the communications I've had with him on the phone. The way he talks to me on the phone, and the way he talks to me in person. He has used so many unpleasant words against me that I don't recall.
Oh my God.
I don't recall if he didn't. He may have called me the thrive word once or twice. Okay, and I don't know. There's a chance. Okay.
How uncouth.
That man is not pleasant to be around.
Have you listened to the recording?
I have not. I've not.
Okay.
I've not listened to the recording. I FOIA'd the report. The report has not been made available to me.
Okay.
Yet, because it's an active investigation, so I haven't seen anything about it.
You're looking to press charges on the people in these recordings.
I believe I was a primary officer of this situation, and I think everyone else, for some reason, decided that the way we do policing in the city changes because it was a marshal with a badge that committed the crime. I guess.
Do you think that the recording would help your case or hurt it?
I believe the recording will help my case because I know what I did was right. I was acting lawfully in a lawful capacity. I was not the one who was resisting arrest. I was not the one failing to follow lawful orders. I was not the one obstructing, and I was not the one that pulled the gun on a cop who's trying to do his job.
So you're telling me 2 marshals pulled guns out at the same time trying to gun you down, and you happened to do some John Wick shenanigans and took them both down at the same time?
There was a little intermission where I think I was going. First I shot down Jessica, and then I look over at Blunt, and then he pulls his gun and trains it at me. There's like half a second, maybe 2, maybe a whole second. I don't know. But yeah, not at the same time. But yeah, that is what happened. I think at one point I have this thing where I reload my gun after I'm done incapacitating a deadly threat against me. There's a chance I shot Jessica and then reloaded and then realized Blunt is pointing his gun at me and then shot him.
Why are you laughing?
Next question.
Let the record show that Carmine did not answer the previous question of why he is currently laughing. And can you imitate Brian's face during this entire ordeal?
Okay. Hold on. He was doing this. Hold on. He's doing this.
Well, let me reiterate that this is an audio recording, and this
We can
cannot
describe
be.
the face.
Yes,
Alright.
we will attempt to describe the face.
Oh my God. Oh no. What did they do? I'm verbalizing what his face looked like. It was like feeling. What did they do? They're so. Oh no.
Understood.
Insert is seated like a good boy.
I noticed that you shot Springfield and you shot Blunt. Why didn't you shoot Knight?
Because Knight did not present himself as a threat, and he did not commit a lethal violence directed at me.
And my final question. Oh, go ahead, Peach.
Just a follow-up question. Did you think Mr. Brian Knight would also pull his gun out and attempt to shoot you?
I think Director Knight knows good police work when he sees it, and he wouldn't make the mistake of doing something reckless and stupid like his underlings did. Or it would have been 3 marshals that were shot in that room that day.
My final question, Carmine. Do you believe that vampires are inherently evil?
I believe that vampires are not real.
Well, you obviously haven't seen Twilight, so what do you know?
He hasn't seen the films.
All right. Do we have any more questions?
Not I.
I don't have any questions. Peach, do you have any questions?
How long have you been an officer for?
I don't know, around 8 years? No. Silas, how many years you been a
You think I don't know?
Yeah,
How should I fucking
same
know?
answer. I've been a cop so long I don't know anymore.
Oh, okay. And would you say you've learned a lot and seen a lot during those 8 years?
You want to go back to the mines?
Huh?
What the hell?
Sorry, what was
I
that?
wanna
Can you re-ask that question? Sorry.
I'll forget about it.
Okay.
Okay, Carmine, do you have anything you would like to say? Anything else you want to say before we end the recording?
I will say this: I find it very peculiar as to why the initial investigating parties did not look at this situation and press charges, and why they took over a scene from me. Okay, a scene I was primary on, took it from me, treated me like a suspect, but they couldn't point out what crime I committed, and then later decide to not investigate it. I want to know why that happened. Could you tell me why that happened?
We will not be speaking about the details of the investigation with you until the investigation is concluded. I'm going to be ending the recording now, unless anyone has anything else to say. Thank you for coming in, Mr. Costello.
Nah, and don't forget the fries in the bag.
You just had to add the mind shit. God, you just had to add the mind
I don't
shit.
know what you're talking about.
Well, luckily you've been double jeopardy, so.
I don't even know what he was referring to.
Oh,
And Silas,
God.
for the record, I don't think I know PC that well.
Oh, I thought you were just listen. When people ask me what PC is, I
Hey
get pissed and
guys,
don't
guess
answer
who's
because